You're listening to The Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Raw Reaction. It is Angry Tensai, and I'm very excited to be alongside tonight my implosion brother, making yet another return, Iron Mike Poland. Iron Mike, how are you tonight, buddy?
I am doing great. Ready to talk about a great episode of Raw tonight.
Mike, I'm going to tell you, not only do I agree with you that Raw was great, I would say this was easily the best Raw of the year, and potentially one of the best Raws I've ever seen.
I don't know if I've ever seen, but yes, of this year, this is probably the best Raw of the year, I would say.
You know, where to start? I mean, if you're gonna talk about Raw tonight, I guess there's only four words to sum it up: Finn Balor, Sasha Banks. You could go either way.
Oh, let's start at the beginning.
For sure. Well, tonight, Raw started. There was a little piece of wrestle crap. We're not going to lie about it. As incredible as this A+ show was, the unveiling of, not that it's bad that there's going to be a world title for Raw. Well, I should rephrase that. But Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley called the roster to the stage to introduce the new lead title for WWE's flagship show, Raw. We're talking about the branded WWE Universal title. Wow.
Yes.
What do you think of that, Michael?
Oh, that's a great name.
Boo!
Well, I'll ask you guys this. So, Dean Ambrose is obviously the undisputed WWE champion at the moment. I mean, he literally is cleanly the champion of the world. He hasn't been beat, and he went over to SmackDown with the show. However, now the lineage of the WWE Championship will go with Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, all of that will follow Dean Ambrose. And now they start this new lineage. And if I'm not mistaken, doesn't the term universal kind of cheapen the term world? I mean, I'm just thinking that the universe is greater than the world.
Yep. It does.
You know, that we saw this same bullshit when we did the original brand split. The championship went over to SmackDown, and to appease the powers that be, we created the Raw Real World Heavyweight Championship. Using the former...
Hold a mid-card belt.
Using a copy of the former WCW World Heavyweight Championship belt.
A copy or the real thing?
A copy. It wasn't.
That's exactly what I thought they would do too.
You know, and they made sure to make clear that this was a brand new title. This was not carrying the lineage of the big gold belt.
Even though it was the exact same thing.
Yeah, even though it was a copy of the big gold belt, this is not. It did not carry the WCW lineage. That died.
Why? Why not give it some credibility?
Well, I mean, what they were hoping was that they could, you know, have some of that credibility rub off just by using that belt. But this is the same shit that they did when we did the original brand split.
Oh,
so here's my question. In 5 years, when we decide the brand split is done and we merge these back together, but in 10 years we decide we need to do a brand split again, and SmackDown once again gets the now Universal World Unified Heavyweight Real Championship of the World, are we going to get the Intergalactic Championship over on Raw now?
Well, I'm not sure. I know the Universal title. I mean, the lineage, I mean, maybe an alien held it. Maybe one of the Flugels from Sprout was a champion. I'm not sure. But we will have a new Universal champion. And the way that was decided was there was to be two fatal four-way matches today, and I must say they were very intriguing matches that were set. One had Kevin Owens, Rusev, Ruru, Sheamus, and Finn Balor making his debut tonight on WWE TV at least.
Seemed to get a good ovation from the crowd, although I see a lot of people saying that it should have been more or louder. And I'm thinking he's debuting on the main show in front of probably 15,000 people. Half of them probably don't know who he is.
I think they were just shocked, Mike, when he came on the stage because he did get a pop huge come the match time. I think people were just really surprised that he got.
We were expecting to see him. We were expecting it to be like maybe like another person, whoever they could get for that.
You know what I like though, I'm a big body language guy, and I talk about that a lot here on Raw. You can tell the guys in that match who are on his side of the stage really respect him, because generally when like a new guy comes on TV or something's getting pushed, you can just read the body language of like a Sheamus or a Rusev, or they'll just kind of like look at him and like laugh at him, or just kind of heelishly truly be a dick. And you could see the reaction of Sheamus.
Like Sheamus did to Apollo Crews.
Exactly. But Sheamus and Owens looked concerned. Like, rewind it. Go back and watch it on your DVR, and you could see, like, they were like, oh shit, it's Finn Balor. Like, they really sold that well. Like, I gotta say, like, I liked the way Rusev really just had no reaction. He was just looking forward. He was pretty intense. But Sheamus and Owens, I really like how their body language read that they see him as a threat. And I thought that saved, like, you know, we've talked about here how, like, Miz, his reaction and his body language towards the Ascension, I thought really their first night out really murdered them. I really thought it was horrible the way Miz didn't sell for them and really was disinterested in the match. I thought it really made them look like shit their first night. I really think not only did in the match that these guys do Finn Balor tremendous justice, I really liked the little subtle body language I saw on the stage. I thought that was very well done, and I think the participants did a great job there. So that was cool.
And I was surprised that Zayn wasn't in this match for some reason. He was in the other four-way.
He would have been a good mix. Yeah, I would agree with you on that, because Zayn got put in the other match with Jericho,
Reigns, and Sheamus.
No, Sheamus was in the one with...
other guy. Who was the other guy?
Jericho, Reigns, Zayn, and I want to say... Geez, it's slipping my mind at the moment. It's how memorable the second match was. Oh, Cesaro. Excuse me. Actually, you know what? I'm confusing these. Was Cesaro in the first match?
Yeah, Cesaro was with Balor and Owens and Sheamus.
Yeah, I may be confusing these. Well, Rusev took the fall in the match with Balor, because I remember I was thinking, I want to look at this because I am confusing it. I want to say I know Rusev's the one that took the fall, which really surprised me because I assumed that WWE was going to make Owens take the fall, but the match was really well done. I think Balor looked great, and
I was thinking Cesaro might take the fall because I was promos from the last couple, like the last night and the week before.
Well, according to me, there was 5 people in the match. It was Rusev, Owens, Cesaro, and Balor. And now I'm looking at it. Sheamus was actually like 2 people down on the stage. They didn't have them on the same side. That's why I'm thinking of Sheamus. But Rusev, Owens, Cesaro, and Balor. Here's what's interesting. I don't really remember Cesaro in that match, to be honest.
I remember him. I think him and Rusev had like an exchange before the end of it, but I don't think he did much other than that.
I thought at the end, like at the end when Rusev and Owens were going at it, I really enjoyed that heel on heel. Owens was really taking it to Rusev. Rusev really sold the shit out of that match.
Rusev is great.
He is great. He's really doing a great job. I mean, he'll do anything they ask of him. He
bounced back from the treacherous angle with Lana and Summer Rae last year, and the League of Nations earlier this year.
There's so much dimension to his character. He can be funny. He can be a lover. He can be intense. He can be... I mean, he really...
He has more charisma than I think a lot of people believe.
Oh, I agree with you. He's forced as a human being to play the Russian or the Bulgarian character, and I really think they're hampering the talents of this man by making him play this like character. I wish his character had more depth to him, because clearly Rusev, the actor, has a ton of depth, and he's a great athlete too. So yeah, I agree with you. I think Rusev's easily one of the best on the WWE roster, and he's homegrown.
The second four-way was Reigns, Jericho, Sheamus, and Zayn.
Yeah, that was an okay match. I don't really remember too much about it. Of course, Reigns went over, but Balor really shined, man. I mean, I don't know what more to say than, these were two high stakes matches where the winners of these two fatal four ways would meet later in the night. I gotta say, the guys did a good job of making Finn Balor look good tonight, and Finn Balor really kicked ass, and I think the crowd was really eating it up. So good win for Finn Balor for sure.
What about the re-debut of Braun Strowman?
What about it?
Other than it being like, my first thought is they're going to build him up like they tried to do Ryback a few years ago.
With all the jobbers?
Yeah.
Nia Jax beat up that little jobber, Brittany Bratt, or whatever the hell her name was.
Brittany Baker or something like that.
Can I tell you something? When she had her beat and pulled her back up, I thought
they were going to go the Kid Razor route with that and just have her lose. Like she underestimated her for some reason.
I was really turned on by Brittany Bratt. I really enjoyed watching that cute little girl get her ass beat. You know what it reminded me of? When Brittany Savage took on Beth Phoenix a couple years ago in a squash match. She came up from the indies and Beth just beat the shit out of her and kept picking her up and beating her up, and it was just great. I love a women's squash match. But, I like
the fact that they might be going that route with some of these new call-ups.
They should have squash matches. Protect your talents.
Right.
Well,
instead of using, Dolph and Zach and the guys you're not going to push.
Yeah. Well, that's what made pay-per-view so good back in the day, because you actually got to see the people who were winning take on people who were winning. Nobody wants to see a guy who's lost 4 matches in a row in a pay-per-view match, But,
what are they going to do now with the separate brand pay-per-views? Because that's where the last brand extension kind of suffered as well.
Yeah, I don't really understand why they're going to have one every month for every brand. I just think it's going to show the lack of depth. And it's not
right.
that
that's where it suffered towards the end of it in 2004 when they would have to have all the big matches and then you have Mordecai against Hardcore Holly for no reason.
Right. Well, that's why they got to really literally separate the companies. I mean, if you're going to really try and do 2 brands with 2 monthly pay-per-views, you really do have to operate the businesses if they were 2 different companies, literally from the top down. And WWE will never do that. And it's the only way you can truly run an organization. I mean, even already, think about Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. That's already brand versus brand. I mean, already. That just should never happen. They should just make it like the brands never fight except at WrestleMania. That's it. Right? I mean, so they're not...
Or Survivor Series, if you want to go back to that.
Yeah, but I don't like that either, because that's team-based, and SmackDown just has to win. Right? I mean, they just have to. Because Raw is assumed to be greater, and I literally think in every bragging rights and in every Survivor Series match that's ever held, SmackDown's won. They have to.
I think that's correct, actually.
It's the only way you can book it. Because otherwise the obvious reigns true, right? I mean, you have to book it.
Raw is superior.
And it is. I mean, it has nothing to do with the people. It has to do with the fact the Monday night spot, since 1980s, early 80s, that is the spot to hold. Since primetime wrestling, since Fuji Vice, if you were the Monday night show, that is WWE show. Period. It is.
Wasn't Fuji Vice a Tuesday Night Titans thing, though?
Oh shit! It was. You're right.
I'm not sure why I know that.
I just geeked that. Let me tell you. So maybe Tuesday Night does have a chance. Tuesday Night Titans. That's right. I really was just getting into wrestling around Tuesday Night Titans. I might have been 3 or 4. And for some reason...
I didn't start watching until 92, so I'm not sure why I know that.
Poland, I would never my kid is going to be 4. I would never let him watch wrestling. He doesn't even know I watch it. It's kind of like something I just do on my own. It's so violent. I can't believe that my mom and dad let me watch wrestling from I was 3 or 4 and just watch people get beaten and pummeled. Honestly, I'm not going to let my kids watch it. I love it, but it's just pure violence, dude.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Especially now, the wrestling now, I mean, not that it's at worse than Attitude Era, but the moves are so high risk. I don't need somebody jumping off a couch doing.
Well, that's the thing is, and you wonder why all these injuries come up. And I've made the argument it's because of the it's not because of how often these guys are on the road, because the same schedule was kept in the 80s, but it's because of the style these guys are wrestling now, as opposed to how many dates they're working.
It's true. I'll never forget the article. I'm looking at it right now in that same vein. 1-year-old killed in wrestling death. Adult used move called the last ride. I mean, come on.
Dear Lord.
I mean, I'm not making this up. This is it. You guys can read this. Troopers say 20-year-old Brandon Hoffman was recklessly wrestling playing with his girlfriend's 18-month-old son.
I hope the girl dumped him after that.
Hoffman used a professional wrestling move that he called the last ride, but instead of slamming him on the bed, police say he missed and the boy hit the hardwood floor. So
Jesus.
This guy missed the spot. He missed the spot.
Dear God.
Wow. Stewart told the news, this is one of the women's that he came to me I don't know what happened. I dropped him. He was hysterical and everything. I mean, really.
Really? You don't know what happened? You did it, you moron.
He did a last ride.
Dear God. Anyway.
That's fucking terrible. Wrestling is really bad. Anyway, I'm sorry.
We have a New Day segment that's probably going to set up something for SummerSlam.
Yeah, tell us about it.
They're doing a celebration, and I actually think this went on too long, but I don't think the band they called in the ring to do this was clued in. But this, they had a celebration because the New Day are now the longest reigning tag champions, of course.
Yes.
Which is easy to do when you haven't defended them in a couple months, but
Sure.
But they call a fan into the ring, and they basically do they call him Sonny Boy, and they ask him, what's your name? And he says, it's Sonny Boy, and then they just run the joke into the ground. When you go out to eat, when the waiter brings you the check, does it say Sonny Boy? And it's just really unfunny. Gallows and Anderson eventually come out, attack New Day, and frickin' they basically attack New Day, and it's looking like they're going to set that up for SummerSlam.
Well, I feel like Gallows and Anderson have lost every feud they've been in, so why are they the number one contenders all of a sudden?
Because the only other team you've got right now is another face team, and that's on Cass. You're not going to put Golden Truth in there. You're not going to. They didn't really even out the tag teams in the draft.
Well, Enzo and Cass should feud with the New Day, but they're probably saving that for SummerSlam because that mic work will be just tremendous back and forth.
Well, the problem is SummerSlam is what I think they're doing the club and the New Day for.
You think?
Yeah, I think that's why they did this segment tonight.
That's right, because we're coming up on SummerSlam. Wow, that's kind of shitty for SummerSlam, but yeah, you're right. There is a lot of faces, and I still think I still stand by my comment that Golden Truth is being slowly built, and they are going to get tag titles.
Oh God, their segments tonight.
Pokemon.
They're looking for Pokemon.
They're so funny. You didn't need to do that because it made them look stupid. I didn't like that.
And they just brought Enzo and Cass out there to have a 90-second match with Primo and Epico too, for no reason.
Yeah, Primo and Epico, they gave up on them quick, huh? Oh my goodness.
The shining stars.
I could have told you that wasn't going to work. You know,
they're not Puerto Rican. They're Caribbean. I believe there might be a difference in. I believe somebody might want to show Kevin Dunn a map.
Well, they were Mexicans a couple months ago, which is even more racist.
Kevin Dunn fails geography. Anyway, into the more important stuff.
Well, I would think Primo and Epico, not making a joke, seriously have an advantage. Can't from time to time they be the Matadors?
And nobody would know the difference.
Well, No, but in kayfabe though, they're masked.
Right.
You don't think that holds any merit?
Maybe.
I
I
think
don't
if
think people pay enough attention to them where it would have any difference.
I think if the Shining Stars, who are branded Puerto Rican, were to then go and feud with somebody, and then all of a sudden they get beat, and then the Matadors show up, and then they maybe get to be number one contenders, and they keep switching back and forth, but the joke is, like, everyone knows that they're both teams. I think it'd be funny. I personally.
Until they eventually run it into the ground like they do everything else. Yeah.
I think it'd be funny. I mean, I don't know.
What do you think of the commentary teams that we have now? At least for Raw.
I actually hated the Raw commentary team on paper, but I have to say they did an excellent job tonight.
I'm not I like Corey and I was hoping they'd actually put Corey and Morrow on SmackDown if they were going to use Corey.
Corey's really good with Cole. I think they complement each other pretty well. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, and then you have Byron Saxton just kind of sitting off in the background. Somebody talk to me.
Cole, honestly,
every once in a while.
Cole
That's why a lot of three-man teams don't work.
I don't know why Cole gets killed, though. I mean, I think he's pretty good. The only thing I don't like about Cole is I know when they're going to commercial by the way his inflection goes up in his voice.
I think Cole gets a lot of... I mean, Cole has his dumb moments, but every announcer does. Hell, Vince did in his day.
The worst announcer by far is JBL. I'll tell you why, and I'll give you... And JBL as Bradshaw and Farouk is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. Okay? As a wrestler, I love Bradshaw. I love JBL, the character. I just don't like him on the mic. And I don't think he's bad on the mic as a wrestler, but I think as an announcer, he's terrible. I'll tell you why for a couple reasons. Number one, he always calls the end of the match, and you know it's not the end of the match because of that. Number two, when the Wyatts come out, he goes, guys, things are about to get really serious here. Like, he gets that, like, really, like, somber tone. It's like horrible. He oversells everything. I'm not a fan of JBL on the mic.
I think he was better like 10 years ago when he first retired and he was with Cole for that like 2-year stretch.
If Raw wants to have a night where like people get like revolt, I would love to hear Owens and Jericho for one night do the show together.
Jericho calls everybody stupid idiots for 3 hours.
You could even keep Saxton to kind of do the like actual announcing. Keep it Saxton out there. If you added Owens and Jericho out there with Saxton, it would be
sparing it for 3 hours.
Do you remember when CM Punk was the announcer when he was injured? That was like the best announcing I've ever heard. CM Punk was
I do remember that.
The best announcer they've ever had outside of JR. JR's the best.
Well, he used to do it. He did it for a while in Ring of Honor too, off and on.
He's unbelievable.
I'm remembering. Yeah,
he's unbelievable in the announce table. He's great on the mic. Don't get me wrong. But he is unbelievable as an announcer. Yeah. And I'll tell you something. You know who I thought wasn't half bad? I like Don West. I'm sorry. I think Tenay sucks. Is the worst.
McGuire, Mickey cards. Well, Don West actually sounded like he cared. Tenay eventually just was like, I'm just here for a check.
Heel Don West is the best Don West.
It's amazing what a commentator can do when it actually sounds like they give a crap about the job they're doing.
That's why I like JR, man. JR was just so passionate about everything.
Oh, no. I love JR.
Jim Cornette.
Even Lawler used to be good.
You know what, man? Last night, I felt bad for Lawler in the pre-show. He had to sit next to Corey Graves. Corey Graves isn't great, but he's very good. And he may be great at some point, but Graves is much better at this point than Lawler. You could tell Lawler's, like, depressed.
He's sitting next to his replacement.
I know. And that's just sick Vince McMahon shit, making that happen, you know?
In any event, we have the women's title match.
What an incredible match. And it wasn't the best Sasha Banks match of all time. I mean, she's had better matches with, like, Bayley and,
What do you think of Bayley being on Battleground for one night and then obviously until she eventually loses the rematch to Asuka, that's probably when they'll actually call up for good. But what do you think of that appearance, or did you see it?
I did, and I'm okay with them not using her till after SummerSlam because they don't necessarily need her right now. But
I think SmackDown could use her.
The crowd went crazy for her last night. They loved it, and the kids are going to eat her up. And she's great. I mean, she's only going to make them better. But I'm glad if knowing what they were going to do tonight, I am glad that they didn't have Bayley on tonight because it would have took a lot away from how special it was that Sasha Banks finally went over and won the title from Charlotte, making her tap out 2 nights in a row. And honestly, Charlotte's been a great champion. And in fact, I thought her run really stalled at around like the 2 or 3 month mark, but then she just took off. And I don't know where it happened or why it happened, but she really, really made that run work. And she really knows how to tell a story well. And her insecurities make her such a great character. I think there's a lot of depth to what they're doing with Charlotte and how she always needs somebody with her at the ring. I really like where they're going with that. And I don't think we've seen the last of Charlotte in the title picture by far.
Oh no, she's got the mandatory rematch at SummerSlam. I guarantee that.
She may win it, but Sasha Banks obviously is being positioned as the guy in the
or the girl, the woman.
Yeah, I mean, I thought giving it. Now I know why they didn't give it to her at WrestleMania. I mean, I think it's better. I think it's actually better now that they saved it for tonight than at WrestleMania. To be honest.
I mean, I thought they would have saved it for SummerSlam because it would have told the story of a year ago she lost to Bayley and now she's back where she lost, but she's competing for the more important women's title.
Well, you know what? Either way, I mean. Yeah, I mean, I think they really wanted to get the surprise factor to get people watching Raw because what logical booking tells you is what they're going to do is they're going to have somebody get Charlotte disqualified and then they're going to do like a no DQ and then she'll win at the pay-per-view. And I love that they did it on Raw. The crowd went crazy.
And I've been following Sasha for about the last 6-7 years. Because I watched her wrestle before she got called up. And I'm glad to say that she actually got the belt, and I hope she does get a long run. But WWE logic tells me that either she'll probably win at SummerSlam if they have the rematch, but she'll lose it to Nia Jax or someone by the end of the year.
Well, we'll get into Nia Jax in a second, but
I bet you'd like to.
I didn't really get to. I didn't really follow Sasha Banks up until I don't know, maybe 3 years ago when she really started taking off. But I've seen some older videos of her when she first started. I mean, she looks like a different person. She looks like this little scrawny
Well, I remember having this discussion with a friend of mine online the night she faced Bayley in Brooklyn last year. She carries herself a lot better now than she did 5-6 years ago. When she was first breaking in, because she was the kind of young, nervous girl, and now she's, a top woman, and she has her swagger about her, and she carries herself a lot better. She's got the star presence. She's got the it factor. She's got what Trish and Lita both had.
So what do you think changed though? Because it's you look at Charlotte, right? She came in looking like an absolute stud, right? And she is a stud.
I think, honestly, what changed is maybe her affiliation with Charlotte at the beginning of her NXT run.
Just getting that confidence?
Yeah.
Because it's funny, because Charlotte wasn't really a good worker when she first came up. She didn't have a lot of wrestling experience. But having... I think what helped Sasha a little bit was not only that, but I think having Bayley to play off of last year as well. As being kind of the bully towards the big baby face, and I think that helped her a lot too. Yeah. You know what's funny? When I first started watching NXT and I watched Bayley's character, I actually thought there was something wrong with her at first. That was her character. She was like a Eugene.
Oh God.
Right? I just thought I was like, are they playing and I don't mean to say this the wrong way, but I'm not making a joke. I really thought are they trying to play a mild autistic character? Are they really going this route? That's really morbid. Are they going down that path? Because I was like, there's something wrong with Bayley. They're just she's just a little off. And I thought that's where they're going.
I'm not sure if I felt that way about Bayley, but the first time I saw the entrance without a tube, I'm like, somebody showed Vince the Family Guy gag with the tube man.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yes.
With the commercial, and they show him flying into the screen.
That's the first thing I thought. Vince or Kevin Dunn finally saw that bit.
Dude, some of the stuff they do, but they really hit a home run tonight with Sasha and Charlotte, and that's what they were looking for when they started the Divas Revolution. So yeah, it got off the ground a little slow, but I gotta give credit, because everybody thought it was going to be Charlotte and Bayley, and I remember really when Charlotte Bayley got hot, when Becky Lynch first came in, it was really Charlotte who was the champion, and here is Charlotte again that really made Sasha have the meaningful win, the big meaningful
I think it shows to how good Charlotte actually is and how much credit she's not given for being good.
She gets a bad rap. I don't get it. Like, I think she's got it all.
I think a lot of people see her as Ric Flair's kid, and that's the only reason she's there.
I don't see it. To me, I don't view her. I view her as a tremendous athlete. I think I actually think Sasha Banks is literally one of the best wrestlers in the world, period. Like, male, female, right? I think she's one of the best wrestlers, period. However, I think Charlotte is the most athletic person, female-wise, on the WWE roster, and she's probably like a top 10 athlete in the WWE, period. I mean, she's smooth out there, man. I mean, there's something about her, man. She's like, they're really lucky to have this crop of females they have. I mean,
we've come a long way from what we used to have, or at least like a decade ago.
Well, I just feel like WWE had, like, with the divas, it was like, okay, well, we have 10 divas, and ultimately each one of them will get a title reign. So we'll just like go 3 months and then give one title, and then 3 months, one give title. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like now, like, they can actually storytell with the people they have. Like, I'm glad they went back to the women's title with Charlotte, because people like Layla L and Kelly and, you know, some of the people Eve's a good athlete. Eve's a good wrestler. Some of these jokes don't deserve to be in the same conversation as these women. I actually think Eve can hang with these people. I really do. I think Eve was a joke and actually got back.
Kelly. Did you say her?
Embarrassment. Kelly was there for Randy Orton to play with while Randy Orton's wife was unaware.
He made her holler.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, that was incredible. But then what stole the show tonight was Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor, and
I was legitimately shocked when, you know, Balor actually went over.
The unthinkable. He went over clean. Crystal clean.
Clean as a sheet.
Now, I would almost say that Balor made Reigns look foolish in the last sequence when he hit the sling blade and then just nailed the coup de grace. He just made the spear look pathetic, countered his move, and then off the counter, as if we were playing WWE 2K16, he flips up the top rope, coup de grace, it's over. And it was surreal to watch it play out.
Yeah, and my question is now, like, what do you do with Roman? I mean, is he going to have a spot on SummerSlam somewhere?
He's being punished.
Well, I know that, but is he going to be on the SummerSlam card somewhere? Or maybe in a lower card type thing, oddly enough?
I guess what will probably happen is obviously they're going to hold off on the club thing till after SummerSlam, and something's telling me that the club, Gallows Anderson, is walking out with tag titles, and I think Balor's going to win this Universal title, and they're going to have all the belts, and they're going to go together. So that tells me Reigns...
Maybe Shield and Club at Survivor Series?
That would be awesome, man. That would be awesome. The Shield can't be beat, though, man. You can't beat the Shield.
So I know it's SmackDown, but who does Ambrose face at SummerSlam?
I think they forgot to book SmackDown.
I mean, I guess they could do him and Bray.
So can I ask you a question?
What?
They put Jimmy Uso or Jey Uso, whatever one's married to her, and Naomi together on SmackDown. Why did those sick fucks put Carmella and Cass on different rosters and then put Del Rio?
All the other couples on the same roster.
Do you think they did that purposely? Absolutely, right? Because really, not being disrespectful, but with Paige's current ranking on the card and Carmella in general, does it really matter where you put them? Why wouldn't you keep two top attractions like Del Rio and Enzo and Cass happy? Like, wouldn't you want these guys happy on the road? I mean, they're very important to your business. Especially Del Rio.
I think maybe they didn't put Carmella with Enzo and Cass because they want to see how she can do on her own.
Not putting Paige with Del Rio. I think they just are obsessed with fucking with Del Rio, even though they're paying them a boatload of money. Del Rio is the most misutilized wrestler I've ever seen.
It started when he came back and they had a stupid pairing with him and Zeb that just didn't work.
Dude, how did League of Nations not work? I know I keep coming back to this every week. I don't understand how that didn't work.
Because, I don't know. Head scratchers.
You could have
WWE creative.
They just screwed it up. They
fed them all to Roman the first week they were together.
Dude, it was like 4 world champion caliber guys that actually had a reason for forming. I mean, that should have worked. I'm sorry, that should have worked. Really.
Yes. And next week, Brock returns for whatever reason. Even though he won't have Heyman because Heyman didn't resign.
But can you believe Finn Balor and Sasha Banks walk out of tonight with the top spots on Raw?
Sasha, I'm not surprised by. Finn does surprise me because I didn't expect him to go over Roman as clean as he did.
Well, I have another question.
What?
So you saw all the spots that everybody was ranked or was drafted in. Sheamus was drafted legitimately like 30. So why did he get a spot in the world title Fatal 4-Ways?
Well, I mean, I guess they needed to even it out and have 4 faces and 4 heels, maybe.
But wouldn't
or whatever Roman is.
In the top 8 picks get in the match?
Well, I mean, I guess who would the Raw's top 8 have been?
Let me pull up the draft results. Well, obviously Charlotte can't be in that match, right? For obvious reasons.
Steph was number 1. Was Roman number 4?
Brock Lesnar should have been in it.
He wasn't there. He's there next week, though.
You know what, though? I'm okay with the way Lesnar played out because in reality, his lack of being around explains why you wouldn't pick him high, right? Because it's inherent.
Or the fact that apparently people are making too much of the fact that they failed a UFC drug test.
So here, I'm going to read the top 8. So we know, I'm okay.
Charlotte doesn't count. And Sasha doesn't count either.
So Charlotte, no. Balor, so it's Balor, Reigns, we agree on Lesnar. Now, should Big E have gotten a spot? No, because he's a tag team wrestler. Yeah. Zayn, Jericho.
Yes, he's already in there.
Rusev, Owens. Big Show goes over. Big Show, Neville. Big Show and Neville were picked before Cesaro and Sheamus. Therefore, Big Show and Neville should have taken those spots. Right? I mean...
Neville and Balor in a 4-way match. That would have been good.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but if that's your order that you pick them, and they're not in tag teams, why are they not in those slots?
When is the last time Big Show was in a TV match or anything?
That's the spots they took him in, right? I mean, think about it.
I don't know. That's a head scratcher.
Well, interestingly enough, I want to tell you, with Nia Jax getting her little squash match tonight, I can't look past Nia Jax being choked out and passing out when Bayley did, in her title match, Bayley just kind of like jumped over her shoulder and did that to her. I mean, I can't take Nia Jax as a threat after seeing Bayley choke her out with a rear naked choke.
Does she do the same to Asuka? Choke versus choke.
Yeah, but she's never beaten Asuka.
That's what I said. She's never beaten Asuka. That's why I said, does she do the same to her? Does she choke her out and beat her like she did Nia?
No, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal if Asuka gets submitted by Bayley. Whereas I think Nia Jax's gimmick is that she's this.
She's supposed to be unstoppable.
Yeah, and just you can't lose that way. You know what I mean? You just can't lose that way. It was a really bad loss, in my opinion. I think it would have been better for them to expose the turnbuckle or something, and Bayley gets,
What the hell happened to the turnbuckle pad?
Yeah, that's a great way steel to the face, knocks her out cold, Bayley pins her and wins. And I think she retains face. But to get choked out the way she did, Bayley just rocked her, man. And I can't get that out of my mind. I mean, it happened, you know?
Yep.
I'll give you another example. Sami Zayn's lost every match for 7 months up until the last 2 months where he's won every single match against everybody. Like, who books this shit? How do you go from losing all those matches to now you're unstoppable?
Have no idea.
And speaking of which, on USA After Raw, they always show Modern Family. Who would believe that Al Bundy is married to Sofia Vergara? That would never happen. I'm just saying. Sofia Vergara is legitimately one of the hottest girls in the world. Period. Just saying.
Well, then, I don't know. TV logic is fun sometimes.
I do think Eve Torres is incredibly hot. I mean, she is just on another level of hotness. But she's gone now. But that was Raw. I mean, A+, man.
Yes, it was, and let's see if they keep the momentum for next week as we head into Brooklyn and SummerSlam.
When our only complaint is what you're going to name your new title, you did a good job.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. So let me ask you, while we have you on, what's new with Matt Hardy and Brother Nero?
Oh, geez. Now Jeff Hardy is like Matt Hardy's servant.
Come on.
Or something.
Does he want to be?
They did the final deletion, and now they're doing a thing where they're building up to doing Jeff and Matt like in another match, which makes the final deletion make no sense. But, yeah.
So
there's no logic there.
Does Jeff want to be the servant for Matt?
Well, it's more like, I guess Matt kind of owns him and Jeff's slave or whatever.
Does he have to carry the baby around?
Thankfully, I don't think they bring the baby onto the TV anymore.
Well, I saw that SoCal Val tried to speak out about that, and Rebby Skylight killed her.
Yeah.
SoCal Val should never talk. Let me tell you something. The fact that woman ever got on TV, she literally looks like somebody that's a gym rat that just works out all day, but was beaten down beyond belief with the ugly stick. And she just decided, well, I'm so ugly, I'm just going to be super fit and in great shape. That's SoCal Val. She's the ugliest in shape
One of those things is not like the other. One of those things doesn't work with the other.
I just don't see it. I don't find her to be attractive at all. And she should never talk.
I think she was in a long-term storyline with Jay Lethal.
Who's Val? What was the story?
That was 2008 in TNA, I believe, when they were teasing the whole wedding and they did the whole feud with Sanjay, when Sanjay died.
Horrible. Let me tell you, the best non-angle involving a knockout was Austin Aries putting his dick in Christy Hemi's face for saying her name. That was awesome.
Sexual harassment, Panda.
And of course, the greatest storyline in TNA history, Claire Lynch.
Oh God. Yes, we're gonna have AJ Styles, our top face, have an affair, but we couldn't get a beautiful woman to seduce him, so we got someone that works at the park.
She was just average, there's nothing wrong with her. If they could go back, if WWE somehow could integrate Claire Lynch into their WWE storyline, I think the real hardcore wrestling fans would really appreciate it. Could WWE weave it in?
Would anybody get it?
We would.
Even the most hardcore fans watch TNA.
You wonder why AJ Styles has done so well on WWE TV. This guy is battle tested. He had to go through Claire Lynch and be in the middle of the Aces and Eights angle. I mean,
the never-ending Aces and Eights storyline.
The guy has been through everything. And Gallows, obviously, he's with. But can I just throw something out there? Devon, Bubba, Gallows, and AJ are all on the WWE roster currently. You know.
Yeah.
Would WWE be crazy enough to start up a biker gang on SmackDown?
They did it 20 years ago.
What? DOA?
Yes, the Gang Wars. Or
Disciples
DOA was the only one who ever lost.
Oh man, Los Baricuas.
We're gonna have the blacks, the whites, and the Puerto Rican gang, and to shield anybody calling us racist, we're gonna have the white guys lose all the time.
What in the world was Vince McMahon thinking?
He's thinking my company is in the toilet.
First
We're
off,
losing the Nitro every week. This might help us.
the rendition of the Nation with Farouk, Mark Henry, D'Lo, and The Rock. Let me just say that faction should have never lost a match. Literally, you have 5 guys in their prime who are just dominant human beings. I mean, those guys should have never lost any match to anyone. They should have had every belt. Just my thoughts.
And that didn't happen.
No, you know what they were booked like, and it pisses me off? They were booked like idiots. Like that they were just stupid, and they just always got one up by DX or by Dio or DOA or Les Brute. Like they were always like just dumb. Like they just like couldn't think, and they always were outsmarted. Like they had the muscle and the brawn, but they just continuously were outsmarted.
And Ron Simmons and Rock are both college educated. I'm not sure about the other guys you mentioned.
No, I agree. Dude, I remember as a kid, I was like, wow, these guys are awesome. Like just watching them come down the aisle, I was like, these guys. I've always loved factions, and I think you know that we've talked about that before. Like, yep. I thought Evolution walking down, like, I remember there was like a big battle royal for like number 1 contender for the WWE title. It was like a 30-man battle royal on Raw, and all 26 guys are in the ring, and they give Evolution like a full fucking entrance down to the ring.
Nothing's going on here. Let's just get these guys. Let's get the stars full on trends.
There's 26 guys facing Evolution. Like, not each other. They're facing Evolution. And Evolution's walking down the aisle. They don't give a fuck. They're just like smirking, like they're gonna kick this shit out of all 26 guys. And I'm like, these guys are fucking awesome. I mean, how can you cheer against them? And they're supposed to be heels. Like, yeah, people aren't gonna get behind them. Right? I mean, like, please. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved Evolution. They were awesome.
And you got 2 names out of it. Well, depending on, Batista and Orton, you got them out of it.
Man, the Shield comes through the crowd, and they don't lose a 6-man tag match in 12 months, and you literally have them wrestle a 6-man match on every single Raw and SmackDown. The people loved it. They got so over. Everybody's like, these guys are awesome. They can't be beat, and they talk shit. And then they're heels, and they go after the Wyatt family who are heels. I mean, it's like, can these guys get any cooler? Can they get any cooler?
Nope.
But when Ambrose, that's when I really knew Ambrose had talent. When Bray Wyatt and him were doing the mic work back and forth, and he was like, woo, we're not scared of you like everybody else. It's all hocus pocus. It was fucking awesome. Because at that time, Ambrose was the first one to kind of mock the Wyatts. No one had done that previously. The Wyatt, dude, Bray Wyatt really brings the best out of people. I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan. Like, I love that Jericho feud where Jericho.
I like the feud that they just had for the last month with New Day, other than the compound thing.
It was awesome. No, okay, I disagree. I thought the compound fight was awesome. You didn't like that?
I think it felt a little Blair Witchy to me, but then again, I also like the Final
It was a brawl. Dude, I was hanging on everything there. I'm like, where is this going? This is a freaking brawl. Like, I thought it was so much different than anything we see on TV. And
the thing that makes Bray great is that his feuds are all going to be, based on psychology. And, all the mind games and stuff.
But you didn't like the dynamic of Kofi and Biggie being deadly serious at the compound. Nothing's funny anymore. And then Xavier overcoming his fears and stepping up and fighting. Even though they basically lost the battle, I love.
I like that.
It showed a lot about.
WWE, they could have done a little more better with the production than anything.
But I do think WWE does a lot of those little things, but we as fans don't really look for them. And I've been noticing it. Like, WWE does do the little things sometimes. But
right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But I don't know. I still we won't spend too much time. I mean, we're coming up on the hour, but I still remember the Bray Wyatt Jericho feud, and I really enjoyed how Bray took Jericho so far to the limit. When they did that one-on-one interview, Jericho had to be restrained. He was like, you don't know how many dimensions there are to Jericho. Don't try and figure out Jericho. You'll never understand Jericho. There's many, many sides to Jericho. Like, I thought that was so fucking awesome. It was good, man. It was a good feud. And
I don't remember much about the Bray Jericho feud.
Bray ultimately won that one because he came off the Cena one, which he lost. But
I think Jericho beat him in a cage match, didn't he? To end it?
No, I
know they had a cage match on a Raw.
No, Bray won that feud. Bray definitely won that feud. There may have been a fourth match that was on Raw, and they split it. But as far as the pay-per-views went, Jericho won the first one with the code breaker, and then Bray won the next two in a row. Because I remember I was shocked at the first one. Because, like, Jericho hit him.
Jericho beat him at Battleground, and then Bray beat him the next month at SummerSlam, and then I think Jericho ended up facing Orton the next month for some reason.
So Bray lost that feud? I don't remember him losing that feud.
No,
Yeah, actually, if I remember it, yeah, he did end up losing that feud. Because that was right in the string of like, all those feuds where, you know, it looked like he was going to get the upper hand, and then he just gets buried for no reason.
So he lost the Cena feud, and then went on to lose the Jericho feud right after.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he won the Ambrose feud a couple months after that. So, because they were building him up against Taker for the next year's WrestleMania.
And he lost that match quickly. That was not even, I mean, he got destroyed in that match.
Shredded.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm shocked Jericho won. Jericho, you know what, man? I'll say, you know, Jericho really, he's had some runs where he hasn't won, but the last year or two, I mean, he's really come out well in all of his feuds.
I mean, it's silly because he put over Fandango.
It's not silly though, because he's great. I mean, I'm okay with him winning all the feuds if he's going to be champion, you know, but they should put the title on him.
He's not going to be champion though. And he doesn't want to work, you know, he does this shit like, you know, he only wants to work house shows, and then he won't work any house shows. And, you know, he'll put over, you know, Fandango, which, you know, it's not a great character, but he's a great guy, and I think he definitely should be put over. But he doesn't put over even better characters and better guys like Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles. And
he did put over Ambrose.
He didn't put AJ over, but he did put Ambrose over.
You know, it's just infuriating. Hey!
Fortunately, the Ambrose matches were terrible, but, you know.
AJ Styles can lose every single match he's in and still look awesome. AJ Styles, and let me tell you something, his feud with Roman Reigns, even though he didn't come out on top, those matches were really well done. I mean, I'll tell you something, Roman has looked like shit in any match I've ever seen him in.
Well, you know why AJ looks so great.
Why?
It's because of his hairstylist. That's all it is.
I don't know. AJ Styles brings it, man.
I mean, he could lose every match. He could lose any style of match. You could throw him in the river, and he'll come out and his hair will look fantastic, and nobody will give a shit.
Don't give him any ideas.
They're going to give AJ the title, and it is what's going to be awesome about it when they do. They're going to give him the SmackDown title. When they do, it's going to make TNA look so shitty. And I think WWE is aware of that, to be like, how could you not have utilized this guy properly? You kept him out of the title picture for years, you know?
Yeah. Hey, Tenzai.
Yes.
I just got a telegram. We have to reach out on the tin can and string real quick.
The what?
The tin can and string.
To who?
Well, but we're gonna find out right now.
Is it Jordan J. Garber?
It could be. Spin the wheel, make a deal. I've got a whole. I just randomly got.
Is it Jakey?
Yo.
Big Dick, what's up, man? We just about to sign off. What's going on?
Dude, you gotta restart the show.
We just went for an hour straight, Big Dick, but we're still on it. So right now, we are broadcasting. You will make the podcast, unless Kevin just decides that this last segment is so bad and he just cuts it right before we got with you, because he probably could splice it out. What'd you think of Raw?
I was gonna say, I think we know what's happening there. I am just touching down.
Before you go, I'm really
What's
excited. I'm gonna get to see you this weekend.
Awesome, man. Hey, is A4 making a trip too?
It'll just be me A3, but I'm excited to be coming.
All right, A3 is pretty good. What about JA1?
No, it's just me, but I have an extra, I do have that extra ticket if anybody wants to use it.
Cool. Yeah, I figured just wait until we get there. I'll probably see somebody on Facebook or something who's going to be there. We'll just reach out to them.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Either way, we get extra room to put our stuff. Anyway.
Exactly. You got elbow room.
Yep. Anyway, what'd you think of Raw tonight, brother?
Dude, you know what? I liked it. I like they changed a lot of things up. And not necessarily going to be for the better long term, but I think for the better, the fact that they're shaking things up a little bit. I like it. I'm happy with all the changes that they're trying to make out there. I think that I like the card. I like them having jobbers. I like them having jobbers. What did you think about it?
We spent an hour on it, me and Iron Mike Poland here, and we loved it.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey, Vic.
We
How
thought...
are you?
Doing, brother?
Good.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Tensai?
We thought Balor and Sasha hit a home run.
Yeah. You know what? It's one of those things where I can't remember for the life of me when the last time there was a title change.
Roman beating Sheamus at the end of last year?
Yeah, which Vic forgot happened. We went over that last week.
Yeah, but I mean, few and far between. I mean, that's something that's sort of a big deal, and the more unexpected it is, the better. I mean, it felt like even last week with Ambrose Rollins, I mean, I don't think anybody thought that there was going to be a title change there. So it's good to see it happen.
Were you able to catch the Nia Jax match on the plane?
I was not able to catch that.
She took on this little jobber girl that was kind of cute, and it was just a complete squash match. And she pulled her up like she would have had the 3 count, but then she picked her back up and just started beating on her again and beat her. And I was telling
awesome.
Iron Mike that it kind of turned me on, kind of made my pee chub up. It did. It kind of aroused me.
Nice. I was going to say, that's one of the few important things that will really get you going. I know I'm a big fan of that myself.
Female squash.
I'm also a big fan of a slightly defeated Charlotte. That was, it was good to see her go down.
Big Dick will be there to pick up the pieces.
Oh, yeah. I'll be there, like you said, man, to pick up the pieces.
Yeah. What about before we go? You close the show with us. What about Uncle Bernie?
Uncle Bernie, man. I don't know. I'm trying to convince Killer Kev. He needs to get on either the Trump train or the independent train.
Dude.
In fact, I think the independent train. I think that's Kev needs to get on it.
You know what?
I mean, it's not fair what they did to poor Uncle Bernie.
Oh, you don't think it's fair what they did to poor Uncle Bernie? You didn't watch tonight's speeches, did you?
Did Uncle Bernie return the favor?
Oh, let me.
Did Uncle Bernie lay down?
No. This
did he go cruise on her?
Yeah, I heard Uncle Bernie said no matter what, we can't vote for Trump though.
This is a screw job so well played. Vince McMahon is gonna have to ship Bernie Sanders a WWE championship.
What?
Here's what's happened. Yeah, we know that the top brass in the DNC, played fast and loose and did some things that may have cost Bernie Sanders some votes. That's okay.
I like my women fast and loose, Kev.
That's okay though. Sanders knew they were going to try to play him like that, and he set this chessboard up so that it would fall in perfectly.
You love this guy.
I admired this guy before, but I've not gotten to hear or see the speeches yet, but I'm just getting bits and pieces in off social media. And what has happened is a brilliant master stroke. Sanders spoke tonight.
What did the
90s? So what's the end game for Bernie Sanders?
The end game is that he just set Clinton up to fail, and she is going to fail hard. And when she when she'll get the presidency. But what he set up,
that's not failing.
but what he set up though is that she is going to have to carry through with everything that he wants, and she's not going to do it. She's not going to be able to do it. She doesn't have it in her heart to be the progressive that Bernie Sanders is, and because of that, all hell is going to break loose. When she does,
the silent majority is going to speak, and there's going to be a Republican president, Donald J. Trump. Ready for it? You may not like it, but learn to love it, baby. Because all of a sudden, we're allowed to speak now, and we're allowed to because we're not crazy anymore. We're actually allowed to come out now and say, "Hey, listen, we support this guy." So there's a lot of excitement. And,
well, yeah, you can come out and say it, but there's still not going to be enough votes for it. He is still going to be 15 points behind.
Hold on, let me.
I thought he's up right now, Kev.
You guys had your chance to talk. I just want to make one comment. Anybody that would kill American soldiers in Benghazi is never going to be our president.
Except she didn't.
If
yes,
you can. You support robots, but you don't support our soldiers. Man. Come on.
No, he hates robots.
The robot. Oh god.
He hates.
The only robot I support is Shockwave.
I like Shockwave too. He's very loyal. Oh no, that's Soundwave.
Not Transformer. Shockwave, the wrestling robot.
Well, we'll say.
He's right there in your backyard, Tenzai. I'm surprised you don't know.
I know.
I've seen him a couple times.
Yeah, Mike's seen him.
Is he cool?
He's okay.
He's all right.
Is Starman still around?
We had him on Thursday Night AMP once.
What about Starman? Is he still around?
Who's Starman?
So
from the Nintendo games, Mike.
But there was a wrestling federation that brought him to life.
Oh yeah, there was. I remember that. That was awesome.
And he was like really a good wrestler. But he did all the moves.
Yeah.
He did all of Starman's moveset for Nintendo. It was awesome. Anyway, guys, we're getting long in the tooth here. We've been on the air for a long time. I'm only kidding, Kev. I'm just getting your goat. But
I know.
Anything you want to plug in the network here, especially plug Impact Implosion. For sure.
Yes, that is Thursday night. Impact Implosion at, whenever you guys decide to put it up and whenever people decide to listen to it.
Quick question for you. I heard that you're going to be heading up our SmackDown team.
Maybe. We're not sure yet. I was supposed to do it this past week and I forgot.
No, we got derailed.
At least come up with an excuse. I fell asleep.
It wasn't Mike's fault. We got derailed on that. We're going to have to reassess our plans.
Wait a second. You're not going to have a different team?
Well, we're still going to have Mike, but unfortunately, Doug Sudia was not able to join us, so we're going to have to come up with some other plans. Angry Tenzai, what about you Tuesday nights?
Hell no. I'm a Raw guy. And let me tell you something.
Also, you can read my Cruiserweight Classic recaps every week as well.
I'm only willing to partner with I'm only willing to partner with 3 people: the Impact Implosion team or Big Dick on any given night. I won't partner with anyone else. I love the Implosion and I love Raw Reaction. That's it. The Impact Implosion boys are my brothers. I would the biggest Impact Implosion fan there is.
So who is so SmackDown starts tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's your team?
I want Killer Kev to get out from behind the glass. It's about time.
Well, I can't watch SmackDowns on Tuesday nights though because I'm in the middle of producing the Undisputed Wrestling show.
Somebody's in the dishwasher.
Raw Reaction would be
Who's in a fish tag?
Decided.
Can we get robots to do it?
I don't have any robots to do it yet.
Goff and Kevin.
Oh,
Stevie J has not approved the budget for drones.
Oh man. Tell them how well they work.
Speaking of which, Kev, when is the Figure 4 wrestling conference?
I have no idea.
I love that when they all talk about that. They get a hotel room, and they sit in a conference room and talk about wrestling.
Dude, are we gonna Angry Tensa? Are we gonna do a hostile takeover of that wrestling event?
We should totally go to that thing, man.
We'll just knock on the door and pretend to be ordering a pizza, and just come in. It'll be me, you, and Virgil.
We're gonna go to the Figure 4 Wrestling Conference.
Hey, did you see Virgil got some play this week on prior to the pay-per-view?
No.
Oh man, was on. I'll send you a link to the picture when I get a chance. He was backstage with AJ Styles and the club.
I thought all the wrestlers hate Virgil.
Well, he is a member of the NWO, I'm sure you recall, and obviously AJ Styles and them are they're sort of charter members, or they're sort of the new coming of the NWO. So I think that they might be bringing him on. He could be the third man.
You know what?
Or fourth man.
Bullet Club or whoever they're gonna be, like with their new lineup, whether it's Finn Balor leading it up, they should just use the NWO music. Fuck it, right? Like, why not?
Yeah.
Let's use the music.
Well, did they have new music tonight when they came out?
No.
No, they did a run-in during the New Day segment. So
that's good. I thought they should have done that when they first came up. I thought they should have had a push for a WWE Championship. But I mean, you know what? Now's as good a time as any for it. I mean, I think that especially with the brand split, we want to see some title changes. We want to see some new matchups, and I think that'd be a good one.
Yep.
So I'm actually pretty stoked. But so it was good stuff tonight. I liked the program from top to bottom, really. Probably one of the better Raws. One of the better Raws since WrestleMania, I think.
Yep.
Which is good because it's half the talent. But change is good for anything with Raw because Raw's been getting so stale and so lame lately.
Not tonight though. It was awesome.
No, tonight was refreshing. That's the word I'm going to use. It was refreshing. Now the question is, can SmackDown match the intensity?
We'll see. With our hosts,
yeah, that's gonna
Mike Poland and Seth Draken tomorrow night.
Thursday night.
No, you guys are going to do SmackDown too. SmackDown.
You might. I don't think so. I don't know if Seth watches WWE.
Explosion.
Well, it's gonna be Killer Kevin, a robot, for SmackDown. His tag team partner.
Killer Kevin, his geriatric friend Bernie.
I was gonna say Bernie Sanders has been looking for something to do lately.
I like it.
I mean, he sold his soul to Hillary Clinton, at least for the short term.
I do enjoy all of his sore loser fans that just can't take that he lost. Like, it's over. It's done. It's you didn't get enough votes. Goodbye. He's gone. You'll never see him again.
You know what? And it's unfortunate that those individuals exist, especially as loudly as they do, because I'm telling you, the best is yet to come with this. That just because he did not get the nomination for president doesn't mean that this is over. This is just starting. And I'm telling you, 30, 40 years from now, they're going to be writing books on how masterful this takeover was.
You're talking about Trump's, right?
No.
Oh, that's coming.
Trump?
The art of the deal, part 2.
The guy.
Except the art of the deal is going to be mastered by Sanders. I'm telling you. And looking at the political play map right now.
The beautiful people will win, and I gotta say, the way Donald utilized his family.
Elvis Guy's running for president? I'd vote for her.
America has fallen in love with the Trump family, and it's a beautiful thing. And they're a beautiful family.
They are beautiful. There's not much more beautiful people than the Trump family.
They're beautiful.
I mean, his wife, his daughters.
They're beautiful people.
I mean, they're yes, they are. We're tired of seeing Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
Tired of seeing Hillary Clinton.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at the polling data right now. Clinton will get 300.
God, stop.
Clinton
The
will get
polling
300.
data- by the way, the polling data said that Trump was getting beaten throughout the entire primaries. I've never seen people more wrong in my life, and he destroyed.
It's the biased media.
The media is so scared right now, and Kev, you're gonna be winning so much, you're gonna be sick of it. Because America's
You're gonna be saying in about a year from now, you're gonna be saying Bernie who.
America's gonna be so great because we're not gonna lose the trade anymore. We're gonna win, and we're gonna just win. We're gonna win so much that it's gonna be great again.
How are we going to not lose at trade?
Because we're gonna make great deals.
Fuck NAFTA.
And let me tell you something. The deal in the Middle East, it could be one of the toughest deals that I ever have to do, but I'll get it done. That was the best speech when he goes, and I'll tell you, it's not going to be easy over in the Middle East, but I think I can do it. It'll be one of the toughest negotiations. That was awesome. And it was great. He's awesome, man.
He is. I mean, he's pure entertainment. Pure entertainment. Hey.
We need to believe again, and I'm ready to believe. I want to believe. I'm ready to believe.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's about time we have somebody. Remember, see.
And I can't wait till there are robots policing our streets and telling us to get back in our house because we're out after curfew. It's gonna be awesome.
I know. And, you know what? I hope those robots. I hope they're armed to the teeth, because otherwise, it's just a futile effort.
Ah. Oh, jeez.
It is just a futile effort.
I can't wait. But you know what? For now, we have the draft. WWE for life. 3 life. But
I was gonna say, if you ain't Trump, you 3 life. Who does? I have a question for you, Tensa. Who does the original Horseman support in this presidential campaign?
Oh, I can tell you right now. 3 life is all about Trump. Bobby J. Krause is all about Trump. DeMichael is definitely all about Trump. And
Frank Rattlechoff is all about kicking world.
Oh, he specifically would be
Trump.
all about Sanders.
Yeah.
He's
all about kicking world.
But he's like living
Kicking
off
world.
the land. He's living off the land. He's kind of like a floater. He's a hippie. You know, he wants to just travel and not work. You know, he wants free stuff. He doesn't want to work.
Yeah, and that's what all Sanders supporters are like.
No, that's not true.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
That's what all Obama supporters are like.
dude, no. Do not talk ill of our president. By the way, our current president, we will never say anything bad about. He is our president of USA. I will never speak ill.
What do we do if Hillary wins?
I'd support it. Whoever's president. The day you're our president, I love you. Yeah, you're cool because you're my president. I mean, even the old man, as much as I hate to admit it, if that old Larry David lookalike became our president, I'd love him the day he went in. Because once they're president, man, to me, that's our guy and that's who we're rolling with. So that's how I
consider the primaries and the election process sort of like hazing.
Hey, I like Obama. He's got swag, man. He's a good talker. He's cool. He's all right. You know, it's all good, man.
He's a good promo.
Yeah, he does cut a good promo. I like him.
Yeah, I you know what? I could see him. I could see him on the SmackDown brand. I think maybe headline WrestleMania next year.
Reminds me of The Rock a little bit. He's got that swag to him, you know.
He has the people's elbow.
We do have to wrap up, though, Big Dick. We are way up on time.
Yeah, I know. Well, appreciate you guys staying up late for me. I'm just driving home from the airport, and this is the highlight. This has been the highlight of my day.
Mike Poland, we love you, man. You're always here for us. You're a great brother. You're a good brother, like Gallows and Anderson.
Yes, and Anderson's hot Asian wife. In case you haven't heard.
Yeah,
that's what he says.
Anderson's generic. Who said that last week? That was funny. Enzo said that. Just generic. That's funny.
Did you guys talk about? By the way, did you guys talk about Orton and his enhanced comment yesterday?
We did.
Man, I missed it.
Me and Kevin did before we got in the air. He'll pay for that one. Jericho's right.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
That was stupid. I don't know what he was thinking saying that. Like, you might be a
Yeah.
tough guy in the back, but this guy literally will break your neck like he did Hardcore Hollies. You probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, because he's going really pissed off. All right, guys. Well, appreciate you sticking around a little while extra, and
We'll see ya.
awesome show. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Take us home, baby.
All right, later, brother. See you this weekend.
Later.
Later.